You good? All right. All right, good morning, good gentlemen. Second part of the ridge guard class is actually going to be the hands-on, okay? As we've already discussed, quite a few have already done it. We're going to go through the steps. Everybody's got their own method. Everybody's got their own little tricks of doing things. The most important thing to me, obviously when you do ridge guard, most of the time you're not doing just a couple of strips. You're doing multiple feet. I always recommend have a plan. If you say you've got 100 linear feet of ridge guard to put up, take up 120 feet, okay? Especially when you go to a job. I can't emphasize this enough. It doesn't matter how good your math is or how good you think you are, okay? If you measure a house and you know, okay, on this house I've got 284 feet of ridge guard I need to install on this house. If you have 239 feet installed and you're a foot short, you just screwed your whole day up, okay? Because now you got to go all the way back, get one more strip. Always carry more. 10% rule. It's kind of like when you're buying lumber and materials and whatnot. If you do all your measurements, give yourself 10% cushion, okay? Highly recommend it. And in addition to that, when you go on the roof, have a plan. I like to take all my stuff up before. I don't want to go back and forth. I want to take all my screws, my tools, all my materials, get them up on the roof, get them safe. That way it's a lot easier to just get up there, get the roof work done, and then get off the roof. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. All right, that's just kind of little tricks of the trade, if you will. Everybody's got their own way of doing things, all right? So now let's talk about installation. We talked about it a little bit yesterday during the class. And this one of the good things that's I really like about this, it's about ridge guard. It's very, very rigid, and they spend a lot of time on research and development and testing. So this is pretty universal for most roofs, okay? But as y'all know, every roof's not the same, okay? Some you can walk on, some kind of need to be like Spider-Man, you know, just and rappel equipment and whatnot. So what's cool about it is you can modify it on the fly. You can actually bend it, okay, to where it actually fits to the actual specific angle of the roof, okay? I personally like to start on the end caps, okay? I don't like doing my runs. I like starting on the end caps and doing the runs later, okay? And there's a couple of different ways you can do this. I'll show you the way that I like to do it. And we're also going to talk about the end caps, okay? And the way Mike did it, it's perfect. This one here is flush, and I know y'all have all seen this. It's flush with the edge of the roof. The other one's actually inset a few inches, okay? So there's two different ways of dealing with both of those, okay? But let me talk about the roof pitch one more time. If you have a steep roof pitch, a lot of times you'll have to do what's called relief cuts, and when I do the installation, I'll show you that. I prefer not to do I prefer minimizing relief cuts as much as possible. Obviously, it's powder coated, it's great material, but if you cut it, you know, now you're exposing some of the untreated metal that could potentially be susceptible to corrosion. Knowing that they have changed it to galvanneal, it actually is a lot more corrosion resistant, so it's not as much of an issue. And some of us are very OCD about craftsmanship. You know, I like my work to look perfect. I'm trying to be like Rich. That guy's a magician, man. And Emma Patrick, their work is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so they actually in the actual tube, they're now putting in a little marker. So when you make your cut, you can actually color it black, so it's no longer silver again. If you want to really be particular, okay. So anyway, I think that shows right. This little stuff like this, the attention to detail, that tells me we're dealing with the right company, okay. These guys are, like I said, they're a great company, and they take very care. They back their company and materials, and they're just wonderful people. Thank you for handing that to me. All right. So now let's talk about the installation on a flat when it's actually up against the roof edge. The way I like to start it, okay, I just kind of grab it in the middle, all right, and set it on right at the peak, okay. So I got, and this is not an exact science, okay, but I want it about halfway. You know, I want about halfway going both directions, okay. And what I like to do is start. I'll just lay it over on the side on one of the pitches. Now, where's that little handbrake at? And I'll bend this down